Okay, hold on for a second. Well, I'm gonna start. Found it? Yeah, it. Piano, pianissimo, pianissimo.
My name is Tim Seckham, and I'm a professor in physiology and mathematics here at the University of Arizona. As a scientist, I think it's really good to have another interest. I encourage my graduate students to do other things. I don't say, okay, you have to do science and nothing else. I say you should have other interests.
The resistance is 0.005, 0.1, 0.0676, 0.0666.
Actually, I started learning the piano when I was 6, and then when I was 11, at my school they said, well, anyone who wants to can learn the violin, and I said, okay. Well, my parents encouraged me actually, but I took it up and really enjoyed it. So I played the violin through my 20s, and actually when I came to Tucson in 1981, at that time I bought a viola, which is a larger version of a violin, and played that.
My name is Dee Schroer. I play the violin. I'm in the first violin section. I started with the orchestra, I think, in 2007. In 2008, they found out that I had been on boards of directors before. That was my fault for telling them. I got on the board, then they made me the secretary, then the treasurer, and then I was the president for 6 years, and I was on the board for 15.
My name is Todd Weiner, and I am the president of the Southern Arizona Symphony Orchestra. I live in Evanston, Illinois, just north of Chicago, and I was an environmental lawyer. My wife and I started to come down to Tucson because it's beautiful down here, beautiful mountains. I was an avid cyclist, and we rented a home and eventually bought a home here. I was complaining about not having any music down here for me to perform, and my wife started to research who the symphony orchestras were in Tucson. She said, Southern Arizona Symphony Orchestra, they look great. I auditioned for the orchestra, hoping they'd at least let me play sometime as a substitute. And they called me the next day and asked if I could be at rehearsal the next day and start playing with the orchestra. That was in January 2022, and I've been in the orchestra ever since as a clarinetist.
Short. Yeah, it has to be much shorter. My name is Linus Lerner. In America, they say Linus, right? That reminds me of Charlie Brown. I am the artistic and music director of the Southern Arizona Symphony Orchestra for about 16 years now. music for me has always been mysterious, because I believe truly that I did not choose music. Music chose me. Because if you want to choose music as a profession, you're starting wrong, because you know that you're gonna have to study, practice a lot, suffer, maybe have money, maybe not. If you are a lawyer, for example, and you finish your career at the school, you can be a good or a bad lawyer, you're still gonna make some money. But when music chooses you, it's like saying, in other words, that that's the only thing I can do to be me. So I can be really sick, ill, and music will take me to another place. That's how I feel. I can do almost anything while I'm doing music. It's like almost a superpower. I don't know how to explain. I had conductors, very high-rate conductors coming to perform with SASO, and they love it. Because one thing that is different in SASO from so many professional orchestras is not a job for them. It's pleasure. And when it's pleasure, like I said about myself, I do what I love, they play because they love playing.
Being a part of the SASO family, I mean, you make so many friends, colleagues, people that you admire that are such wonderful players. We all do it because we love to play. And that's really important. It keeps your mind alive. You've got to concentrate. You've got to think about something. You got to concentrate on what you're doing. You can't be thinking about the weather, politics, whatever you want to think about. No, you're going to play the music.
So that's, I think, the most important things about SASO. And of course, I love the people of SASO. I've been in a very good relationship. I don't think we have really ever major crisis in these 16 years. So the symbiosis is working. And they're still showing that they can get better. That's the inspiration for me.
It's been a wonderful thing and a great reason to be in Tucson. I've come down here because I love how it is outside here. I love the hiking. My wife loves spending all her time outside, and we've been able to add to those activities my getting to play in the Southern Arizona Symphony Orchestra. And it's been a very important part of my life over the last 2 years.
I joined SASO in 1981, in October of 1981, and at that point the orchestra had only been going for 2 years, so this was quite early in the history of the orchestra. And I've been continuously involved, not only playing, but also as a member of the board, currently as vice president, ever since that time back more than 40 years ago. So yeah, the orchestra has really been a big part of my life for many years now.
Thank you for watching this entire episode of our show here on YouTube. And if you liked it, well, here's another episode that we think you'll like.